So we can probably take a guess as to what happened here. This was supposed to be a raspberry and blackberry and blueberry patch. Now I did not plant any of this, the previous owner did. So I think the healthiest looking thing out of all of this is probably this. It looks like a blackberry, but I do not feel any thorns on the stem or on the main artery going through the leaf, and that's normally what you experience with blackberry. Also, I think blackberry has 5 leaves. This is 3, so this is some sort of raspberry, and I'm gonna take a guess that its proximity to this border right here, that's probably where the previous owner, laid down her rubber mats. So I won't disturb this. I think it's probably been able to penetrate into the soil, but this clearly not. Oh, here we go. He does it to himself. He's gonna throw up one more time. He always throws up twice. And the worst part is, like, in 20 minutes, he'll try to eat more grass, and I'll be like, wow, dude, stop. And I'll have to actually, like, pick him up and put him inside. Because, you know, you don't want to be throwing up all day. That's probably going to cause some dehydration. Are you okay? Oh, you poor guy. He doesn't even realize why that happens. Yeah, you need to control yourself. So, just to prove my point, I'm going to go down the line and show you this whole thing. She planted as a raspberry planter, right? First of all, she planted in a swamp. Then she laid down a rubber mat underneath the whole thing and laid down like no soil over top of it. So it's like, where are the raspberries, right? They're pretty much, they didn't survive at all on this patch. I tried to plant, what is that, like, it's supposed to be a zucchini. As you can see, not doing well. And then we'll go down the line, because there are some raspberries, but they look like absolute shit. I mean, we're in July, right? It's about to be July, like tomorrow. Really? I also think that any growth she had last year, she chopped down before she sold the place. You're not supposed to do that. Raspberries, at least some varieties, they put out the flowers on their 2nd year growth. So chopping down the vegetative growth every year completely defeats the purpose. So yeah, here we go again. A really shitty looking raspberry. We're in July. Now, to counter this, I grew a raspberry over the last 5 years, and it put up new shoots in like April, I think, like super early. And by May, it was like huge and lush and looked amazing. And it already has all the fruiting buds, and I think it already has berries on it. But I moved out of that spot, so I no longer go there. I only go there like once every few weeks because I have family in the area. So, but I'm never there anymore. But it shows the huge difference when you have a really crappy medium. I mean, let's look here and see. This is very, very anaerobic, very wet. I mean, it hasn't rained in probably 5 days, a week, and the surface is still completely wet. So that's mostly to do with the fact that this is sort of a swampy area, and no effort was made to amend that, right? Like, if you lay down layers and layers of debris, logs, branches, whatever, you can actually, at the very least temporarily, for like 10 years, amend a swamp and turn it into a not swamp. So my thing is, like, instead of putting all this time and effort into like laying down the border and the fence just to have it not work out, wouldn't you rather spend the same time and money doing something that actually works? Like, get a bunch of soil, or, collect branches and logs and start doing that German hugel culture, I believe it is, where you lay down the logs and progressively build up the soil. I mean, do that. But this did not work out. I mean, here we go. More shitty little raspberry bushes. There's another one here. July. I mean, it's embarrassing. So the things you're going to get to grow in this environment when you lay down a rubber mat are the opportunists. This is, I think it's not fireweed. This is, I can't remember what it's called, but it produces, typical like dandelion sort of flowers, and then, the little puffy things that float away on the air. They can deal with the lower oxygen sort of environment that weeds can grow in. I think this is a purple or white aster. Another plant that, it doesn't need the deepest root system to do okay. It can do okay in this sort of muddier conditions. It is a native plant. I can't remember. I think this is also a native plant, but I can't remember.